Good Monday morning, each and every one of you. Let's get the show started, shall we?
Short or tall, large or small, welcome any time. Have a ball, one and all, come to Anaheim. Cheer, let them know we're here.
Hey, everybody. How you doing? It's good to see you once again. Here we are at another Monday morning. I hope you're enjoying your cup of joe right before you go to work or school or wherever it is that you go. You go on a morning run, a jog. What do you do on Monday mornings? Me? I bring you whatever I can come up with once a week in some sort of content that has to do with the Angels. Not a lot going on in the real world nowadays, but I like to travel back in history here and there once in a while. But before we get started, we want you to know where you're at. If you don't know where you're at, you have some issues, but you are at Halos in the Infield Angels Baseball Network, a network of amazing, talented people who do everything they can to bring the Angels to you, whether you like it or not. Join us each and every day as we bring you all things Angels here on the podcast. My name is Halo Joe, and welcome to the show. Hey, that rhymes. I should be a rapper. Before we get started, though, we are brought to you in part by Noble Ale Works, which is just outside Angel Stadium, and it's at 1621 South Sinclair. Where you could get discounts on us just by mentioning HITI for Halos in the Infield and get a discount on your drinks there. And you could also head down to 714 Tickets. 714 Tickets, that's the price you see is the price you get. You get 10% off of using the Apply Now code in the, I believe it's either the app or the website there, and you just type in HITI for Halos in the Infield. And you get your discount, 10% off. Come on any ticket price. Doesn't have to be an Angels game. Believe me, there's no discount that's going to get me going to an Angels game right now. But concerts, there's all kinds of things to do over here in the beautiful LA of Anaheim. So if you have anything planned and you want to get some tickets, head on down to 714 Tickets and mention HITI, Halos in the Infield, for your 10% off deal. Any little bit counts, right? Put that extra money in the gas tank to carry you over there. Let's get back on with the show. Now, the show today is titled The 7 Wonders of Anaheim. Now, what are the 7 wonders? Now, when you think of the 7 wonders of the world, or the 8 wonders of the world, or whatever, you think of the pyramids, you think of all the different different strange, unexplained things that are out there, structures and stuff like that. Well, for sports, I would like to think of it as either achievements or unbelievable stand on their own plays that only happen once in a generation, or even once during a franchise's existence. So there are many more, of course, and I'm sure a lot of you could scream them out at me down in the comments. And I want you to get down in the comments right now, damn it, and type in one that you think should be one of the wonders of Anaheim. Some great play. Maybe you were there. Maybe you were at the stadium. Maybe you were watching it on television. Maybe you weren't alive at the time. You looked back and saw this amazing play on YouTube. Anything, bring it to my attention. I got 7 here for you. No particular order, not from best to worst or anything like that. Just all slapped up there for you. And like I said, if you agree with me, cool. If you have some extra ones or you want to let me know some more, type them in the comments below. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys. Just give me all the feedback you can. I would love to learn more. Who knows? Maybe it's something I haven't even heard of yet, and learn from you as well. So let's get started. We're going to start from 1 to 7, and we're just going to go through these and see how it turns out. So yeah, let's do that. Let's start off with number 1. Right-hander Dean Chance put together the best pitch season in franchise history. Chance went 20-9 with a major league best 1.65 ERA in 1964, throwing 15 complete games, 11 shutouts, 207 strikeouts, walking 86, and allowing only 7 homers in 178 and a third innings to win the American League Cy Young Award. After going 5-5 with a 2.18 ERA in 23 first-half games, Chance went 15-4 with a 1.29 ERA in 23 second-half games. He won 5 1-0 games, all after June 1st. Heading on over to number 2. Nolan Ryan set a major league record with 383 strikeouts back in 1973, a season in which the right-handed pitcher saw 2 of his 7 no-hitters. Needing 16 strikeouts in his final start to break Sandy Koufax's record of 382, Ryan struck out Minnesota Twins' Rich Reese to end the 11th inning, the 16th batter in an 11-inning complete game performance. That put him 1 over Koufax's record that was set back in '65. Ryan went 21-16 with a .287 ERA and 26 complete games in 1973, but finished second in Cy Young voting to Baltimore's Jim Palmer, who went 22-9 with a .240 ERA. Now we head over to number 3. During a meaningless game between 2 out-of-contention teams, the final day of the 1984 season turned out to be one of baseball's rarest, a perfect game by Mike Witt against the Texas Rangers on September 30th. With a crowd of 8,375 people, the 6'7" right-hander with a cool mustache outdueled Charlie Hugh in a 1-0 win that took 1 hour and 49 minutes. Witt needed 94 pitches to complete baseball's 11th perfect game. Reggie Jackson drove in the only run with a 7th-inning fielder's choice. After the game, Witt said, "It probably won't be until tomorrow and the next day and every day this winter that I'll be saying to myself, hey, I did that. I mean, to get 27 straight batters out is pretty unbelievable." Number 4. Jim Edmonds was playing shallow center field at Kauffman Stadium when Royals infielder Dave Howard drove a ball over his head back on June 10th, 1997. Edmonds sprinted straight back about 60 feet and made a full extension over-the-shoulder diving catch with 2 on, 2 out and the score tied at 1-1. The ball nestled in the tip of Edmonds' glove as he slid face first into the warning track. 16-year veteran Halo infielder at the time, Tony Phillips, commented, "That's the best catch I've ever seen. Willie Mays doesn't do stuff like that, I'm sorry." Among the fans who gave Edmonds a standing ovation was a 16-year-old who had just moved to Kansas City and was attending his first big league game, Albert Pujols. Number 5, Scott Spezio, the most important home run in Angels history. Frisco was 8 outs away from the World Series title in 2002 when first baseman Scott Spezio came up with 2 on in the 7th inning of Game 6, and the Angels trailing 5-0. Spezio hit a 3-run homer off reliever Felix Rodriguez that barely cleared the wall in right field. Darren Erstad's solar homer and Troy Gloss's 2-run double in the 8th gave the Angels a 6-5 victory, leading them into the Game 7 victory, which brought the Angels their one and only World Championship. Number 6. Garrett Anderson knocked in a franchise record 10 runs to lead the Angels to an 18-9 smackdown over the New York Yankees in Anaheim on August 21st, 2007. Anderson hit a 2-run double in the first inning, an RBI double in the second, a 3-run homer in the third, and a grand slam to cap a 5-run 6th. With runners on first and third and 2 outs in the 8th, Anderson had a chance to break the Major League record of 12 RBIs in a game held by 2 Cardinal players, Jim Bottomley in 1924 and Mark Whitten in 1993. And the AL record of 11 RBIs set by former Yankees great Tony Lazzeri in 1936. Unfortunately, GA grounded out. Now we move on to the last. Number 7. Reggie Jackson hit his 500th career homer. Rod Carew got his 3,000th hit, and Don Sutton earned his 300th career win in Angels uniforms. But none ascended to the heights of Pujols, who hit his 500th and 600th homers and collected his 3,000th hit as an Angel. The later accomplishment earning him membership in baseball's exclusive 600-homer 3,000 hit club, which includes only 3 other players, Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, and Alex Rodriguez. "I hope people grasp how incredible this is," Angels manager Mike Scioscia said. "This is the 4th time in 100 years? That speaks volumes." Hey! So what did you think? The 7th Wonders of Anaheim. That was my little opinion of what they are there. And I know there's a lot of other ones you guys might want to come up. Like I said earlier, get in the comments. Let me know. Let me hear about it. Sorry, I kind of dozed off there. So, yeah, there's a lot of what the thing that I love the most about um, baseball really is the stats that are involved. There's a stat for everything, but also too just to go back and look at yours, especially times like today where there's you're kind of all we have right now is to look at our young players and root them on and see them grow and get better and hopefully gain some leadership skills for the future. But as far as winning and losing, it's not really in the fans' favor right now on how we're playing. I know we won yesterday, but it's always an up and down roller coaster with the Angels nowadays. So not the most fun in watching our team, but I love going back and looking at the history of our Angels and what achievements were made by our players from before my time, from when I was a child, and then all the way up into my adulthood as well. Of course, a lot of you were probably children or not born yet when they won the World Series. I was an adult, so that you know, growing up my through my whole childhood, teenage years, I had a team that had never won a championship, and have just always we've just always been the butt of all everyone's jokes. But when that 2002 year came, man, that was something else, man. When they pulled that off, and we were world champions, and we were able to walk around with our angel caps on and say we were world champions. Didn't matter if it was our only one. We were finally able to say it. That was an amazing feeling. I'm going to tell you something. That my family has suffered long and hard with this team, and now we're suffering long and hard again because that was 22 years ago. So, it's not like we're not used to it. We know what we're doing. But um, but to look back and look at achievements from players in the past and to go over them and to really go really deep in the past. I don't know if any of you were fans of my history page before, but I went back into the PCL league years, all the way back into the early 1900s, and found stats and achievements by players. Even though it was a minor league system, it was very interesting to read about these guys and what they did. Some of them ended up in the 50s, moving on and going into the major leagues, and some of them went right over into the major league version of the Angels. So a lot of cool stuff there, a lot of cool um, local area history when it comes to that too. But I love going back and looking at this stuff. I think it's really cool to go over it. It gives you a kind of a good feeling, like okay, uh, there's um, there is something to be proud of with this team. I know recently it hasn't felt like that, but there is a good feeling you get when you look back and you see some of these old players, these guys you remember in my time when I was a kid: Reggie Jackson, Bobby Grich, Don Sutton, Rod Carew, and then later on you get Wally George, Dick Schofield. I mean, these guys, Chuck Finley, of course, and then you get into the '90s with Tim Salmon, Garrett Anderson, Darren. I mean, just great players, great memories. A lot of disappointment, a lot of disappointing years, but good times. Hopefully, some more in our future, right? Let's hope, anyway. What do we got on tap for this week? Well, it looks like we got for the first, we got 3 game series homestand. Looks like we're heading off against the Blue Jays. Angels are 52 and 66 right now in the standings. And we're going to start off with the Blue Jays tonight at 6:38. Uh, Bowden Francis, who is 4-3 with a 5.44 ERA, is going up against Davis Daniel, who is 1-3 with a 6.04 ERA. Let's see, they're gonna both hits allowed. Bowden's had 10, Davis has 20, and you got 12 strikeouts for Daniel and 9 for Francis. Two two walks for Francis and 3 on Daniel. Looks like it's not going to be much of a, well, we'll see what happens, but it doesn't look like much of a pitching tool there, but we'll see. We'll see what's going on. 3-game series against the Blue Jays for today, Tuesday and Wednesday. Then we're getting Thursday off. We're going to have a night off to do some other things that we probably have to do, some some errands and stuff. But then we have another 3-game series. We're going to kick off at Angel Stadium against the Atlanta Braves starting on Friday. going into Saturday and Sunday. Friday and Saturday at 6:38, Sunday at 107. Remember, so the first 3 games against Toronto in Anaheim, all 3 games, 6:38. Today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Thursday off. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with the Braves, 6:38 for Friday and Saturday, 107 for Sunday. Let's support our Halos, I guess, any way we can, right? Want to thank each and every one of you for joining us today here on the show, and we hope that you guys are also visiting the other shows that we have going on right now with with James Squared, who comes on every once a week, every single day after a baseball game with the Angels. You can get the one and only Todd Fox post game show that will be here on YouTube as well on the live on the live section videos where you just jump on there and watch it as it happens. Todd's going to let you know what he thought about that particular game. He goes on with his awards for that game, and then he moves on to the chat where everybody's in there. And feel free, if you're new to the show, feel free to go in there and give him a question or a comment or hell, joke. It's hilarious some of the things he reads in there. So head on in there. You can also give him a phone call. You can give him a call, ask him a question live on the air, and be part of the show. It's a whole lot of fun. Everybody jumps in. We got a lot of regulars there as well. Become a regular yourself, and don't forget to subscribe and like. Hit the notification bell too, so that you're notified anytime one of our shows pops on. And also, don't forget to follow us. We're podcast on Spotify and also on Believe, which is spelled BLEAV. You could go on there and check out Halos in the Infield for all of our radio podcasts that you see on YouTube. Would be also on audio there. You can listen to us while you're in the car. If you have a long commute on the way home, punch us up on Spotify or Believe, and throw us on the radio and listen to us. You'll gather all your Angels information there as well. It's the greatest show on earth, ladies and gentlemen. Halos in the Infield Network. Join us, won't you? Thank you very much for stopping by, and I'll see you next week. Go Angels.